Did you know that in the middle of the Cold War, when fear ruled the world and paranoia shaped every policy, the CIA believed the key to defeating the Soviet Union might be hiding in plain sight, on four legs with whiskers? This isn't fiction. This isn't a movie plot. This actually happened. And the experiment was called Project Acoustic Kitty. In the 1960s, the United States was convinced the Soviets were listening to everything. Parks, benches, cafes, embassy courtyards, every whispered conversation between diplomats could tip the balance of global power. One overheard sentence could trigger a war. One captured secret could save or in millions of lives. The CIA was getting desperate. Traditional bugs were too obvious. Microphones were being found, agents were being caught, and some of those agents never came home. So, intelligence officials asked themselves a terrifying question. What if the spy didn't look like a spy at all? What if it was something no one would ever suspect? Something people walked right past. Something they ignored. Something they even petted. A cat. Think about it. Cats roamed freely. They wandered through city streets, sat near diplomats on benches, and slept under cafe tables. No one searched them. No one questioned their presence. To the CIA, this wasn't just a pet. It was a perfect self-propelling surveillance device. And so, in total secrecy, Project Acoustic Kitty was born. What followed was one of the strangest, most disturbing experiments in the history of espionage. Scientists and surgeons were brought into a classified facility under strict orders. They took a cat, and then, they opened it up. A tiny microphone was surgically implanted into its ear canal so it could capture sound. A radio transmitter was placed at the base of its skull to send the audio back, and a thin wire antenna was carefully woven all the way through its long fur, down its tail. The operation took hours. It cost what would be millions of dollars in today's money, and somehow, the cat survived the procedure. But just surviving wasn't enough. The CIA needed the cat to do more than just live. They needed to control it, and this is where the project ran into a problem that no one, apparently, had seriously considered. Cats don't follow orders. They don't march. They don't obey commands from a handler hiding in a van. They really don't care about geopolitics. When the scientists released their newly modified agent, the cat did exactly what cats do. It wandered off, it got distracted by a piece of trash blowing in the wind. It stopped to clean itself, right in the middle of a simulated mission. It was a total failure. So, the CIA tried something darker. They started experimenting with ways to override the cat's natural instincts. They tried to use hunger as a motivator, rewarding it with food for moving in the right direction. They even attempted forms of neural conditioning to control its movements. One declassified CIA document from the era coldly admits, the cat was trained to move toward specific sound cues. Trained, not asked, not guided, trained. This animal, completely unaware of its role in global espionage, had just signed its own death warrant. After years of development and countless tests, the moment of truth finally arrived. The first official field test. The location was a public park right near the Soviet embassy in Washington, D.C. Soviet officials were sitting on a park bench, talking quietly. This was it. This was the cat's mission. The handlers parked in a nearby vehicle, released their four-legged agent, and for a brief, fleeting moment, it actually worked. The cat started moving toward the bench. The mission was underway. History held its breath. Then, a taxi sped down the adjacent street, and in an instant, the cat was hit and killed. Project Acoustic Kitty ended right there, in silence, on the asphalt. $20 million, years of research, countless hours of surgery and training all gone in the blink of an eye. Years later, when the project was declassified, an internal CIA document described the entire endeavor with a single, brutally efficient word: impractical. That was it. No apology. No reflection on the ethics of the experiment. No remorse. Just a one-word summary. Millions of dollars wasted. Years of secret experimentation, and a life reduced to nothing more than a footnote in a failed intelligence report. But here's the part that still chills historians and researchers today. Project Acoustic Kitty wasn't some bizarre one-off mistake. It wasn't just an accident born from desperation. It was a symptom of a world so completely consumed by fear that morality became optional. It was proof of a time when anything and anyone, including living creatures, could be viewed as a tool to be weaponized for the sake of national security. And the scariest part, this is only one of the projects we know about. How many others were there? What other animals were considered? What other lines were crossed in the name of winning the Cold War? We may never know. Somewhere deep in the government archives, this project still exists on paper, declassified, mostly forgotten, labeled a failure. But every time you see a cat sitting quietly on a windowsill, just watching the world go by, listening, you can't help but wonder, how many other secrets were buried, not because the projects failed, but because they worked. Because during the Cold War, even innocence was considered expendable. And the cat, it never knew it was part of history. It never understood the stakes, it just walked toward a bench. In a world that had already decided its fate. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and unsettling as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden corners of history. See you next time.